This is One on One. Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. It is our honor, our pleasure, for the first time to introduce Fred Bertoldo, Regional President of Northern New Jersey, Wells Fargo Bank. Good to see you, Fred.
Thank you, Steve. Great to be here.
Now, you're born and raised originally in this New York, New Jersey area, right?
Born in New York up until the time I was 2. Then I moved out west to Northern California with my parents.
And you've had positions in banking in San Jose.
Right.
And where else?
Well, the bulk of my career was spent in the Bay Area, Northern California, outside of San Francisco, and various suburbs, as well as downtown San Francisco, and then the Silicon Valley area. Also spent 7 years in Arizona. And the last 6 years I was in the Midwest, based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And my territory was as far south as Chicago up through the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Now you got the Northern New Jersey market.
Absolutely.
And your colleague Brenda's in the
south.
Right. It's interesting. Wells Fargo have a long history with the bank, and you guys have been very involved for a long time in a whole range of activities. And I'll need to say full disclosure because you know Wells Fargo is a big underwriter and supporter of public broadcasting. Those of you who watch, you know that. But I want to talk to you about small business.
Great.
It's a business you know well.
Right.
You've told our producers that you get a real sense that there is more confidence today than there was, say, 3 years ago. Can I say 3?
I think that's safe.
Than 3 years ago in the small business community market than there was 3 years ago. Make the case.
Well, we've always maintained a strong desire to help support small businesses in the terms of extending credit that allow them to grow, either in terms of taking on additional projects, hiring employees, expanding, purchasing new sites. And there's been very little appetite on the part of the business owners, say 3 years ago, in comparison to now. We're starting to see more interest from business owners, talking to our bankers, applying for credit. And the purpose is typically to update equipment, take on additional projects that they've kind of had on the sidelines, purchase new buildings, hire employees. And a lot of it is because of a general sentiment that there's an improving economy and much more confidence that these are times where taking on those challenges would make sense.
But on the banking end, Fred,
yeah,
is there the same degree of confidence, to use your word, and a desire, a willingness to reciprocate and say, you know what, if you're ready, we're ready?
Absolutely. In fact, we've been ready to make loans, particularly in the case of small business customers, where there's a solid track history, an ability to repay. What we haven't seen up to this point, to the same degree, is really the same interest.
The demand.
The demand from business
wasn't
customers.
there.
There really wasn't.
What's Wells Fargo Works?
Wells Fargo Works is a couple different things. It's a website, so it's an online community and resource center that makes available information to help business customers navigate their business through their long-term growth plans.
What does that mean? Because I think, okay, so they want a loan. They're looking for capital. Yeah. That's all they want, right? Is it more than that?
Well, there's online information. There's also 5 different stories of business owners that have that tell their story of their journey,
right,
and their financial literacy learnings.
So the videos about them?
Yes.
Okay,
right.
Go ahead.
That walks them through how they face certain challenges and were able to succeed and grow their business. And they're real life examples. And there's also an opportunity to learn about specific products and services, self-directed by the business owner, and of course have access to all of our bankers at any moment's notice.
What I'm curious about is, other than capital, you know, access to capital, money, right?
Yeah.
To grow the business, to buy the equipment, to hire more people, and the kinds of things that businesses do to expand, right? Particularly in these challenging economic times. Fred, what do you find that most businesses, what else are they looking for? I mean, are they looking for business advice, and would you go to a bank for that?
Well, I think they're absolutely looking for advice. You know, oftentimes business owners are very well versed in how to run their company. And if they make a product, if they provide a service, they make things, sell things, they understand that business. But keeping up with innovation and technology in different platforms that can allow them to grow at a better pace or more efficiently. They may not be as well versed in that. And they do look to bankers to provide guidance, also to understand how their needs continue to evolve and change, keeping up with technology, and what things we're introducing that'll allow them to be more effective in a changing environment.
You know, the other thing that's particularly difficult, well, there's a couple of populations. Women, minority businesses, the issue of diversity. Very important, I know, to you and your colleagues.
Absolutely.
What are you doing to reach out to certain segments of the business community, small business community, to be supportive there?
We're trying to best understand what their needs are. Are they similar or different in certain ways? And being able to understand how we can introduce products that would allow them to be more successful. It's really about understanding their business, what challenges they face, what their audience is that they're trying to market.
Are they sometimes different, potentially? Could they be different?
They absolutely, everyone's got their own story. And it's up to us to really sit down, understand their set of circumstances. Each customer is unique.
So interesting, because your colleague Brenda Ross-Dulon, right? We did this 50, what was it, Jackie, best 50 women in business. And Jackie Tricarico, our executive producer, went down there and did a special. And Brenda you guys were one of the main sponsors of that. And I thought there are these 50 talented, successful women in business that are being honored by NJ Biz magazine, I believe it was. And I think to myself, these entrepreneurial women are out there doing these terrific things. But a lot of us, men who run our own businesses, it's challenging enough. In some ways, it's probably even more difficult for women being successful in business. Fair to say?
I don't have anything.
No, we have no evidence directly
no evidence
support it.
to support
but it's
that.
Got to be.
I think it's very challenging to run your own business. You think about all the obstacles you're going to face to be able to create something, get it off the ground, create interest, and to continue to grow it.
Right.
It's a pretty staggering set of circumstances that you're facing, and being able to provide advice and have someone you can turn to make sure that you're contemplating all the different challenges or obstacles.
Managing staff.
Managing
employees.
staff. You got tax liabilities that you're going to be facing. There's regulatory changes
Sure.
that get introduced. And there's also managing your business and protecting privacy of customers. Something we take very seriously is the online payments that are processed through our merchant systems, and making sure that we have safeguards in place to protect privacy and allow our business customers to ensure that for their customers.
Business is not simple, is it?
It's really not.
I love how people say it's simple. It's bottom line. It's black and red. No, not simple.
You think about a professional service like a doctor. They've gone through years of formal education and training to perfect their craft. But
now go out and run that business.
Now go out and run that.
Now run your medical business.
Right.
It's not the same.
There's a lot of things that you don't think about.
Right.
It's not as, in an ideal world, you'd be worried about your patients. But there's so much more when you've got a private practice to be thinking about.
You don't have that. That's hard enough, but then you have to do this.
Absolutely.
Fred Bertoldo is the regional president of Northern New Jersey for Wells Fargo Bank. We welcome you back home.
Thank you.
To the Garden State in the New York region. We want to thank you, Fred, for joining us. We appreciate it.
Great. It's great to be here.
We'll be back with more one-on-one right after this. Stay with us.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by AmeriHealth Caritas, parent company of Perform Care, New Jersey Natural Gas, proud to support education in our communities, Johnson & Johnson, New Jersey Sharing Network, NJM, Choose New Jersey, and by Community Education Centers. Promotional support provided by The Record, North Jersey's trusted source, and NorthJersey.com, and by Commerce Magazine. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.